Got my whiskey. I'm trying to get drunk.
We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time?
You better get out of here, honky.
And now for something completely different.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeehaw! I just crapped my pants.
It is June 1st. June 1st. Man. What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Blake up.
It's the first of the month.
Get up.
It's the first of the month. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's up, boys?
Chilling, man.
Chilling, dude. How's your guys' week bit? So we were off last week, so I feel like there should be a lot to catch up on.
There's a lot to catch up on, man.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. So, Richard, you were kind of alluding to something about, you said it was probably a good thing we didn't have a podcast last week. Is there something major going on, or is it just?
Well, with the incident last week, it seems like there's like a bunch of bad information handed out from the start, and now you're learning more and more, and you're like, the cops did what?
Yeah, I know.
And so now I'm just like, I don't want to talk about it too much because there's a story came out today that one of the teachers is suing or got a lawyer against the police because the police were blaming her for propping the door open, and she says she didn't, and apparently there's evidence that she didn't. And so and then the cops were like, after they found the evidence that she didn't, the cops are now trying to say she didn't lock the door, and then they're like, well, the door's automatically locked. So now it's back to the cops. So it's like a game of hot potato.
Nobody wants to.
I get why she wants to sue because people find that out and like they're trying to blame you for what happened, right? Like so that's a big deal if you really didn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that sits on her conscience. If that if she was potentially the reason that guy got in, now she's got to think about those 19 lives and blame herself. When potentially that didn't even happen. From what it sounds like.
Yeah, at least that's what they're saying. So, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about it because there's still all kinds of coming out.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind touching on it because it's the same old thing though. What's that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt we can touch on it.
Yeah, because honestly, this time I think what makes me so mad is that it immediately just becomes the political gun debate, and that's the only thing that gets brought up. And it's like, and I get it, we've talked about it, like it should be more difficult to get guns, yada yada, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I still believe if somebody wants to do this, they're going to find a gun. Like, so that's why I'm like, I hate that it immediately just becomes a gun violence thing when it can just be like, okay, what do we got to do just to protect our buildings, our schools, our malls, our fairgrounds, right? Because
it takes money.
They can, I know, but at least protect our children. Like, and I don't know how military can get involved or anything like that. But that's something I was thinking. Like, you get all these people that retire from the military, or not even retire. Oh yeah, potentially retire from the military, with all of this knowledge on how to help a situation or end a situation. And it's just like, can we start throwing them some money and just have them monitor our hallways? Or it's scary to think that we have to do that, but then again, there's how many schools? How many schools are there? Is that even possible?
my wife's been a teacher for, I mean, her entire life, 20-something years at this point. Every year, we've had to out of our pocket pay for stuff for the classroom.
Right.
So you can't tell me that they're gonna buy, you know. And they're talking about arming teachers. Like, it bothers me because why is this a war zone now? Why is that? Why are we okay with over here? We're blaming these things, but over here we know what the problem is. We know what it is, but we need military. We need more police. We need bulletproof windows. We need all this stuff. We know what the problem is. I mean, there's data out there. We're the only country this happens. The only one, as far as being, well developed.
But I mean, why though? You just think just because of our gun laws?
Yes, 100%. There's no doubt about it. Don't let it. Don't get tricked into thinking that's not it. That is the case.
But I don't know, man. Like, I think that's where I kind of differ, because it's like, I understand guns are a problem, but if you take, like, somebody was just talking about it today, I guess in London, they got stricter gun laws. And then after that, the stabbing rates went through the roof.
But you're not stabbing 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, that's
you got a chance. You got a chance.
Yeah. Like I said, don't let them hand over here trick you what's happening over here. And that's what they're doing. They're saying statistics here, but still, we know what the problem is. We know what it is. When they banned the sale of assault rifles, I think the year was 1994 to 2004, gun violence went down 43%. We have the statistics. We know what the problem is, but we love our toys.
It's really, would you say it's really just the ARs? It's not necessarily your handguns, your 9mm.
The AR would be a start. Yeah, I mean,
I agree. Like, it has to be, like, it should have to be so difficult to get your hands on an AR, right?
Do you know how this kid got these weapons that were so expensive?
What, his grandma had them?
Nope. He financed them through the gun company. It came out today or yesterday. The weapons he got, I think he got like $4,000 or $5,000 worth of weapons and ammunition.
How long ago?
Not long ago. I mean, I think
because he's 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not long ago. It's within a year.
Yeah.
So the day he turned 18, he probably was like, "All right, I want to register."
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I've also heard the argument, and of course, these guns come from, those that are licensed to have one, but, what ends these shootings is also a gun, so it's,
you had 20 guys standing out of the building with a gun. None of them stopped it.
Well,
none of them stopped it. They let 10-year-old kids die. For 50 minutes, they stood outside.
Yes. And that's a whole nother thing. But my point is that usually what takes out the killer is another gun, from whether it be a civilian, a cop, this freaking border control guy, because he was the only one brave enough to go in. But now, before we completely call these cops cowards, from what I have heard too, is that they were getting a different message, and depending on that, because they were getting the message as it was a hostage situation. So they are trained to handle that situation differently. But then there's reports of, one cop went in, took, saved his kid and not the rest. And listen,
they said a lady came in and saved their kid as well.
If that's the case, there's no hands in the air. I would have done the same thing scenario that you can give. You're a punk. You're a punk bitch if you did that. Like that's all there is to it. Like there is no, I would have done it too. Good, you would have done it, but you're a police officer. You should have
saved everybody.
And look, we can't necessarily harp on the police yet, because like I said, is why I don't necessarily want to talk about it too much, because we don't have all the
facts. Yeah.
Right, but still, there were 20 police officers there. There was miscommunication somewhere, somehow. So you had, over a dozen good guys with guns.
Yeah.
And not only that, good guys with guns tried to stop him from going into the building. Right? They let him go in.
right?
And then yes, so
Who-
and the same
who
way with
let him go in?
The
He,
police.
he wrecked his car before he went in there, and they shot at him, and he went into the school.
Oh, so hold on. So I didn't know any of this.
See?
He wrecked his car into the school.
He wrecked
No,
he
into like
wrecked
a
his
ditch,
car on
right?
the way through the school in a ditch,
Okay.
and he was fired on, and I don't know if they missed or what happened, but he returned fire, made his way into the school, and that's where all that happened.
Oh man. I mean,
So the whole gun argument, if they had a gun or whatever, all you did was piss this dude off, and he has a bigger gun. So even if the school had guns, like we don't pay these teachers enough now, whether they're gonna have a handgun to start an AR-15, you know what I'm saying? So all anybody did in this situation was piss the dude off, and he killed 19 people.
yeah.
Well,
Because
it's the grocery store incident, right? Like they shot, like they hit the guy at the grocery store, but his armor was so strong it didn't phase him.
Right.
oh man, I don't know. It's just tough.
No,
I mean,
no, it's not. We know what the problem is. We know what it is. We just refuse to look at it and say, "Hey, man, the second Constitution says we can bear arms, but it has to be a keyword regulated militia." There's no regulation.
yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. I mean, it's gotta, and it doesn't mean you're taking guns away from people. At least I don't think. I don't. Maybe it does.
Make
but
it
listen, dude,
harder for people to get guns.
I know, but that's the problem though, and that's what everybody will say. It'll make it harder for the good guys, but the bad guys will always find a way to get their hands on the weapons that they want. And
No, you won't.
shake it.
You know why? Because that $100 gun now becomes a $10,000 gun because nobody can get it.
Yeah.
So it makes it harder to obtain.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they got to do something. So
And they have to. Like I mean, look, I'm not against gun ownership, but I'm like against there's only one reason you have this weapon.
Yeah.
There's only one reason you have an assault weapon.
It's the hunt.
It's people.
Yeah, you don't even hunt with them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's either you blow crap up in an open field, or see, this is what sucks. Hold on, this is what sucks though, right? I don't know how many owners of an AR-15 there are out there, but let's just say there's a couple million, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 people, 3 people, however many people it's been, ruins it for everybody. It's like someone is. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy of like a car or something. It's just like, because some people can buy a Ferrari and drive it like a maniac and kill themselves. It doesn't mean you get rid of Ferraris because they go fast, but
Sure.
because look, if people can relieve stress by going in an open field because they have the land with their AR-15 and blow the crap out of a car or whatever, like I want them to be able to do that. That's their stress relief or whatever, right? Or it's just fun for them. It's just get the guys together to go shoot good. I want that. I want people that enjoy that, just like I enjoy sports or whatever. I don't want that to be taken from them. But like we've all agreed on, it can't be that easy to get. You just can't.
And bottom line, what's the common denominator? What always happens in these mass shootings at school? It's associated with the AR-15 or semi-automatic.
Yeah, that's true.
And even you brought up the car situation. Like, you still have to register a car. You got to take a driver's license test.
Yeah, there you go.
But you can't just get a car. Like, your steps you have to take. I mean, sure, you probably go back in and buy a car, but I mean, it's there are steps that have to be taken.
Yeah, it is wild that a deadly weapon, something that is known to either kill an animal or a person,
takes life.
I can just go to Walmart and get it, or not, I mean, I don't even have to get a real gun from there. I can get I was gonna say like a pellet gun, but I don't think that's gonna take anybody's life. But I'm sure I could get some fancy knives, But
I mean, I'm not anti-gun to a point, but I'm like, dude, can we make it so an 18-year-old cannot finance 2 assault weapons and a handgun?
What are you going to do with this, buddy?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know what the steps are, but like you said, if you got to go through certain steps to drive a vehicle, surely, you got to go through some steps. I mean, I always say the way I got my gun was through another guy. I mean, it was actually my father-in-law, but he got it through a guy that he knows that was willing to sell it. And I was like, cool, now I have a gun. And I was like, that's it. That's all I had to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
People will point to the Constitution as it being a right, but the Constitution says it has to be regulated, and it's not.
Yeah.
It just isn't. So, it's pathetic.
I was thinking about the cops, and there's obviously no excuse for it because you signed that dotted line, to protect.
Mm-hmm.
But I also put myself in their shoes of like, oh crap, I'm driving to this school. I got to get out. I'm thinking about my wife. I'm thinking about my kids. I know there's a shooter. I got to bust open a door. I got to put my life on the line. Am I ready for this? Am I for the $60,000 I'm making this year? Like, am I? I mean,
I'm trying to figure out why there's miscommunication because they shot at the guy before he went in there, so they know what he had. Like, so that's why I'm trying to figure out why people are chasing their tail on this. Like, if you've seen the dudes go in there, you know what he was doing.
But how did he get in? I mean, that's the other thing. Like, if it's so hard to get into a school, it makes it sound like he was in a shootout and then just walked right into the school. Probably what happens, the cops try to pull him over. They pull out their little, 9mm, and next thing you know, they're getting sprayed with bullets. And they feel like
that's why they didn't want to go in.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I kind of get it.
Like, I kind of get that. Yeah.
I don't know.
If he had multiple guns,
there's a point to where you are a straight coward if you do not have what it takes to save children. Like, that's just you say you get it, and that's fine, but I also get that you are a little punk bitch if you cannot go into a building and save some 10-year-old kids.
Because ultimately they still have the numbers on their side as well.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're one of those cops and your chief is, Richard, do not go in yet. It is not safe. You cannot go in right now, not know where the gunman is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I said we can't necessarily judge the cops right now. Like, we can't because we don't have the information yet. This is just, hey, if you could have gone in and you didn't, then
I know.
It's
just so hard. But like when I first saw the video of, like, I think Jared may have sent it, of like the kid or like the parents kind of hounding the cops and all that. Like, my first comment was like, our first thought was like, man, these poor cops, like, we were yelling at them for, like, we was yelling to defund them, or not we, but, a lot of people were trying to defund them and, blaming them for XYZ. And then it's just like, they really get no break. Now we want them to show up. Now we want them to do something, and we're yelling at them for not doing something. But I'm not trying to give them an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, that's a town in Texas. They said like 40% of that town's funding went to the police. So there will be now, I guarantee you. But there was no defund the police in that town. Yeah. Now there probably will be. They'll probably take their money and put it towards a new school.
Wow. Yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously the lives lost, and that's what's sad too. It gets so brushed over to where, once again, we just talk about gun laws, which is understandable. I mean, it's I know. Like I said, it's just another reason to bring it up. I mean, a valid reason to bring it up. And but what happens?
When people, not necessarily you, Blake, but it always bothers me when I hear that people say, well, it's political again. And it's like, so trying to come up with a reason to prevent 10-year-old kids from dying is now politics. That's where we're at now. That's where we are.
Well, I think it's besides that. I think it's more of what the media turns it into, though. And then anybody that's a gun owner is going to stand up for what they believe in, and then the other side's going to stand up for what they believe in, and then it's just another pissing match. You know what I'm saying?
But the politics has played this game on it, so that's why it becomes politics. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know if the politics of the media help it. I think the politics of the media could be the reason why it happens.
The media is the reason why it happens. I mean, you want the fame, you want the notoriety. You want people to look at you, and so it
ends up getting glorified. Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you guys like rethink at all, like schooling of your kids, or are you guys just I mean, I know there's not much you can do, but I mean, are you scared to drop your kids off anymore, or is it just kind of well, let's just hope it doesn't happen to us?
I mean, I would say in the moment it makes you think about it, but at the same time, it's just, I mean, anything at any time can happen to your kids. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's the same thought you have when you get into a car with your kid or something. You know, I don't know about you guys, when my kids are in my car, I always drive a little bit extra safe, you know, not versus by myself. I'm going 80 on the highway, 90 on the highway, but you know, with the kids are in the car, I don't do that.
You know, I asked that question because like the next day, so I was in Texas. We was there on vacation when it happened. I was with my cousin Derek, and I think Richard might have been the first person to send the text over. And I verbally said it. I was like, dang, I was like, there's been a shooting in Texas, you know, and we were, you know, kind of busy doing our thing, visiting or whatever. And then later that evening we sat down and we watched TV, and we saw a little bit of it on the news, and we kind of talked about the whole gun control thing, and that kind of became a topic in the house. And then it's like the next day you just take your daughter to school and you drop her off, and then you just drive away. Like that because we were with them to drop, her name's Jameson, drop Jameson off. And it you know, just kind of like hit me as like we drive away.
Sorry.
Are you good?
Yeah, we got dropped. There we go.
Do we get kicked off?
Yeah, we're good, We're good. We're still rolling. So you were saying that the next day you drop your kids off?
Yeah. So I was with my cousin Derek in Texas, and you know, the next day, you know, after the day after, you know, all this news happened, and we dropped Jameson off, and we was heading to the airport. But I just remember kind of like watching her walk in, and I was just like, this is kind of crazy. Like, just, you know, an hour and a half away or whatever, might have been further than that. Like, there was this mass shooting, and it's just like everyone just moves on with their life.
But
you know,
but that's the thing. People don't want to move on with their lives though, Blake. People want regulated gun laws. Like, people want it, but the problem is that the NRA pays these politicians too much money, and they don't want to not have their money. You know, that following Friday there was an NRA convention. Guess where? Texas. And guess who spoke at it? Governor Abbott.
And what'd he have to say?
His same old thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, man. You know, once again, it's kind of like what I just uttered. It's like, you know, I want boys to have their toys. You know, rather if it's a souped up car or if it's an AR-15, I do. You know, but then again, you know, I'm just repeating myself. Like, it can't be so easy for an 18-year-old who's probably lost, who doesn't have a father, which that always seems to be the common trend, that there's no father figure in these people's lives. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's the thing. Like, in school, when you're noticing kids without these father figures, like if you can get them around coaches or mentors or some men that can, you know, invest in their life, you know, like, and that's tough. You know, I don't know how you can pinpoint kids in a classroom and be like, hey, you know, this kid seems to be lacking in the love department. Like, maybe we can get this kid involved in a program, and maybe you bring a guy in to encourage him, you know, like, I don't know, you know,
I mean,
something, right?
I mean, yeah, and it's hard to do, right? Because, you know, once again, it's like you're a teacher, you're teaching 40 kids. How do you pinpoint that kid exactly?
Without it being embarrassing or offensive to the kid or to the family
and to the parents.
You know?
Yep. And
to the parents. Yeah.
It's, I don't know, man. This country doesn't take mental health seriously enough the way it is. It doesn't take the lives of each other seriously the way it is. It's, you know, from just the day-to-day things that you see, from the way people drive on the road to the way people, you know, can openly buy guns, to just
it's me.
It's me.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think the mentalness of all this is, you know, that the mental illness of it has to be, you know, it's easy to blame the gun because that was the weapon, but it's like, you know, what was there warning signs? You know, apparently he was texting a friend the day before, like, you know,
they said
going to be
that they reported, some girls reported him to the police not long ago for some things that he said to them, and nothing happened. So
yeah, and look, but what do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if
that's the problem? That's why I'm saying you regulate the gun laws. You red flag this guy and say, hey,
same thing.
maybe
the same thing that happened a couple of years ago at the FedEx. Like the person that had the issues, they try to go take his guns. He's making threats and stuff like that. Put him on suspension or whatever. right?
You could take my driver's license if I do something crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
does this person have guns registered to them? We need to take it
or
seriously.
temporarily red flag a person. You know, it doesn't need to be. You don't need to permanently maybe take someone's, right away,
Right.
but temporarily until you can get then to some sort of psychiatrist
Mental
or
health
something. Yeah,
class
I
or
mean,
something like that.
when I went into the military, I had to. I remember I went to Building 1 in Fort Bend, and I talked to a psychologist, and then I talked to an FBI agent with the lie detector thing tucked to me, all before I can even go into the military. And that's how people said, well, 18-year-olds can go and get a gun in the military, and it's like, yeah, but we have to pass all these checks there too. Like it's like everything
Yeah.
you do except that you want. That's why I said, don't be fooled by the things they're saying. We know what the problem is. We know what it is. We just don't want to play the game.
Richard, I also got a question. So we talk about the security at schools and stuff like that. Couldn't they get military involvement, like National Guard and stuff like that, to volunteer at the schools?
They'd have to pay for it, right? I mean, you still have to pay the guardsmen.
Yeah.
Well, that can't be government funded
service or part of their service or whatever.
Because I think I heard someone say that
government funded.
Do what? School, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I think like the last shooting, somebody made an announcement they were going to like invest $1 billion into the school systems to help protect it and all this stuff. It's like I heard someone say this today. It's like, why don't you just take that $1 billion and just put it into the hands of ex-military or or amp up your police department. I know. How many
sane military people do you like? Ex-military people.
I know.
I don't.
But it's a step, right? Like
we just want to play these games of let's do this. No. How about we deal with the source of the issue first, and then maybe the others are just layers of protection. How about let's not act like our schools are appropriate places for war zones where we place soldiers and we put guns in the hands of teachers.
Right.
Like how about we pretend like that's not okay and we deal with the root of the problem first, because it's not okay. No other country does this. No one else does it. But everybody wants their toys and the politicians want their money. So it's all on the backs of dad's kids. There you go. Because it's going to happen again. It's just going to, because everybody wants to play the same game and pretend like you can solve the problem by doing this when we know this is what needs to happen. We know it.
Right. And just imagine taking your kid to a place. It's like me going to a bank or a gas station. All these bulletproof windows and all this stuff. Like, do you really want to go to that place?
Kevin, do you know what they're selling now?
What's that?
They're selling little pads you can put in your backpack that are bulletproof now to give to your kids.
Oh my God.
It's okay. But yet,
we can't do the simple thing, right?
Why is that okay?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
None of it's okay.
I really wonder, and I mean, I'm once again, it definitely be a step. I wonder if it does become regulated, if it will even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like
they banned assault guns from 94 to 2004, and it went down by. We have the data there to show that it does go down. There is no what if it does. It does.
So it almost sounds like it's not even a gun problem. It's just this one gun.
It's assault weapon.
I mean,
not only that, if you look at the time trend on it, like, okay, so it was banned between 94 and 2004, and then it comes legal, 2005, and then you get all these video games that are geared towards shooting and stuff like with the culture and mindset. Like, I understand.
I'm not because every other country has this too. Every other country has exactly what we have.
Accessibility.
What's the one thing that we have that they do not? Accessibility to weapons and guns.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good argument. I mean, it's we've seen people use vehicles to run over people and all that. So
those are all regulated.
I'd rather dodge a vehicle than dodge that gun, though.
Yeah, I ain't trying to die either way.
right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just it'd be I heard someone talking about like I guess they've tried to follow like the kids that were involved in the Columbine shooting, like to kind of see how they and the kids that witnessed it and try to follow them throughout their life, to see how they end up or whatever. I guess it's not good.
It's not.
from the scar of that. Yeah.
And that's the other thing that we don't even discuss that, right? We only discuss the dead kids. We don't discuss the 500 other kids who are now
trauma
life. So it's not just 19 kids that are infected. It's 600 kids now that are, and not only that, but you have kids
parents.
all on the U.S. now that are freaking out. You have parents that are freaking out. It doesn't just like, yes, it certainly.
Didn't one of the husbands die of a heart attack?
One of the husbands died of a heart attack the following day of a broken heart because his wife died. One of the teachers.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. It's just so wild.
Yep. But yet, let's pretend like let's put soldiers in the schools because let's make our schools war zones. That's great. That's
yeah. I mean, obviously, that's not how I view it. I just view it as like it's doing something. Like it's you have somebody on campus at all times.
Right.
That's it's the top of the line security guard at each one of these schools. I mean, just something to deter people. Because
but you said the right thing. We have to do something, and nothing's being done. So we're doing the same thing.
Yeah, we're just having the exact same conversation.
They do have people at the schools that have guns. Like they have the officers, right? I mean,
this one didn't have an officer, and this officer wouldn't have mattered in this situation.
And the other point too is like. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, we all know what the problem is, but we want to pretend like doing all these insane things are going to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I think we all can agree that,
we shouldn't have to. We just shouldn't have to. Our schools should be safe for our kids. Our schools should be safe for our kids.
Yeah. Like think about the dramatic turn that the country did for COVID. But we won't
do the same thing.
We won't. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point there. I ain't gonna lie.
Right? It's me. COVID affected them, right?
Yeah. Well, shoot. I mean, COVID affected everybody. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It affected them. It was me. It affects me. So I'm gonna make the change. I'm gonna do whatever's necessary.
Yeah.
Like me or do whatever.
Yeah. So how do the politicians benefit from the gun laws? Just by whoever votes for them?
The NRA,
the voters
who supports you financially. Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
The NRA pays the government a lot of money to keep guns legal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's lobbying. It's lobbyists. That's it is. Yeah. That's why you have an issue with guns. That's why we have an issue with medication. That's why we have an issue with healthcare. That's why we have all these issues because the tobacco.
They're funding everything.
Everything is all that's why marijuana is not legal. Is because big tobacco doesn't want marijuana legal.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Like
which senators have been? They paid Mitt Romney $13 million.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They get paid.
I'm trying to be a politician.
Wowzers.
Well, and they're usually already paid. I mean, they usually already have money, or they wouldn't be where they are.
Most of them do come from money. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's like we always say, that's just a rich man game. Like the whole president, all that crap. I mean, it's just
rich man game. It's pathetic, dude.
It's gross.
Yep,
it's gross. So I have a little funny story from vacation that I witnessed. So we came back. It was actually the night. It was only like one night that you have to do anything that's kind of Pampered Chef related, but it's like a big dinner and party, so it's actually pretty awesome. So we went to that Saturday night, and we went back to our hotel, and we was like, well, let's go downstairs and see if there's anybody in the hot tub. We'll jump in there or whatever. So we went down there and we saw some people. We started chatting it up with them, and then, long story short, we end up in the hot tub and we're in there for a little bit. And I'm just, I'm kind of getting bored. So I was like, I'm gonna go grab some drinks. So I went up and spent, $300 on 2 beers because beers are expensive at resorts. And I came back down, and it's about 10 o'clock, and there's this Hispanic couple like going at it. Like this chick is reading this dude his right. And I'm just like, oh crap, like this dude got busted for something ain't right. And like there's a little kid next to him, so I'm kind of like, I'm walking back. I still got my shoes on, I'm in my swimming trunks and a t-shirt or whatever, so I'm just kind of like watching the situation because I'm like, man, like I don't know, Yeah, well, I'm feeling it out, but I always want to help a situation, but I also don't want to get beat up in the middle of a situation, you know? So I was just kind of witnessing what was going on, and I kind of see the son next to him, and I'm just like, dude, like, I hope this doesn't get too heated, you know, or like, you know, whatever. So Nika's in the hot tub. She's talking to some girl about Pampered Chef, and the guy comes like behind me and gets in the hot tub and is like has his feet in the hot tub, and the chick comes over to him. He's got his phone in his hand, and she tries to she tries to grab his phone, and so, you know, she's reaching for the phone. He yanks it back out of her hands, and she just comes across his chest and just smacks him like right in the chest, like hard. And my wife is literally like right across from them, right? So like as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh crap, like she struck him. Like I hope to God like he doesn't react. Yeah, because like because I like I already played, like I literally set my drink down, and I was like, if he reacts, I'm gonna have to step in the middle and be like, dude, calm down. I saw it. I'm here to help, you know. But they don't speak a lick of English. I mean, it's all Spanish, so I don't even know what they're fighting about.
Hey,
I'm like, here's a Corona, here's a Modelo. Would this help? I'm giving them shots of tequila. I'm like, anything Mexican. Here's a burrito. I don't know. Just calm down. Sorry if that was racism. I didn't mean to be racist. I was just stereotyping. So he plays it cool. Thank God. It definitely wasn't the first time he's been hit. And so, you know, yeah. So, you know, she like walks away or whatever. And I never even get in the hot tub. I just end up going and kind of sitting in one of the lawn chairs and just kind of like chilling, just kind of, I don't know if I was, I don't know what I was. I was nervous is what I was. I was ready
like, for the situation.
Yeah. I was, I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, like I sat there the whole time just playing out scenarios. Okay, if this happens, what are you going to do? If this happens, what are you going to do? Should I just act like I don't even see any of this and go drown myself in this hot tub? You know, like, yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's my call. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't do anything, and they eventually just yelled at each other for a little bit longer. And they were, I mean, beautiful couple. Like, I mean, you know, she was beautiful. He was a good looking guy. Like, yeah. So I don't know what happened, but so to wrap it up, so we were leaving, and I look over I go to Nika. I go, did you even notice that there was a full on fight in the hot tub? And she goes, what? I go, yeah, there was a dude that completely got slapped right in front of you. She's like, oh, she goes, I had no idea. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, she was 5 feet from it. It was unreal. But so yeah, I ended up witnessing it all. And there was like 2 other people sitting on chairs, and we all, like, once they left, we all were like, oh my God, I wish I knew Spanish, because I have no idea what they were saying, but that dude was in trouble. So there you go. That's my highlight.
Because of the phone.
What'd you say?
You probably know why, because he had that phone out and was probably
yeah.
He shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, she saw something on there she didn't like. I guarantee you that. So, yeah, I know, man. It's pretty crazy. Hey, we got big news amongst the fatherhood. Kevin has experienced something for the first time.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk? Do you remember that text message you sent us?
Oh,
you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So,
all right.
My daughter has a boyfriend, right? And it's on me to go pick her up for something. She's playing tennis with some friends and stuff like that. And so she tells me, hey, pick me up at the front of the school, which I assume that's the front of the school, but she interpreted it another way. It was in front of a gate or something like that, right? And then, so I go the wrong way, and I text her, hey, I'm going to turn around and meet you, blah, 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 blah. So she's walking away from her group of friends and boyfriend. But I don't see what happens at the end or whatever. But I pull up and she comes in cheddar cheesing, and I'm like, "What's up with you?" And she's like, "Nothing." And then it just hit me, and I was just like, "Do you guys kiss?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like,
"Yeah."
I was like, all right. It wasn't tongue, right? No, it wasn't tongue.
It wasn't tongue.
How long ago was it? How long ago was this, Kevin? A week ago?
This was, last Wednesday. Yeah.
That part's happening by now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was so was that her first kiss, or was that the first time she told you?
That was our first kiss.
So right there, like just on the playground or whatever, or at the school.
Yeah.
Boy, what a spot! Oh, Dad's here.
Yeah, I wasn't there though.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Do you,
I wasn't there. If I was, I would.
So was it
I was there.
Did that? Oh, you good?
Yep.
So did that become a conversation over dinner, or was it how'd you handle
Yeah,
it?
we talked about it a little bit over the dinner, and like, hey, so I've always been the open parent. Just tell me what's going on, because if I'm hard on you or whatever, you're never gonna tell me anything, right? I just want communication. So we talked about it, and it was like nothing to her, and like we've had recent talks because she's been going out with the boy, like just going to get ice cream and stuff like that, and we have to lay down the ground rules on how this works, right? We need communication. You're not going over there with alone or whatever. Parents could be around or what have you, but hey, just be open and communicate with us. Or
all the same stuff. All the same stuff our parents told us, right? We just have to repeat it.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember?
Though, man?
I know, right? Do you guys remember your first kiss?
Nah.
Really? You don't remember who it was with?
Nah.
Not a boy. How about you, Rich?
Yep.
Rich. Yep. It wasn't your wife, was it?
Nope.
Right on.
You'd be proud of me, Blake. It was a young African American lady.
Let's go. See, that's how you tell people you ain't racist. Be like, hey, my first kiss. I mean, before I even knew what racism was.
Behind the curtain at Drama Club.
Mine was her name was Mary. I actually know her last name, but I'm not going to say it. Not like it really matters. But yeah, her name was Mary, and we were like on her couch. I can't remember how old I was, but I remember thinking, I just remember thinking like, is this the person I want to have my first kiss with? Like, am I sure? You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it was no, I swear, dude. But I was raised pretty Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like all those decisions mattered. But
how did you lead into it?
I was picky.
Did you initiate?
I don't remember. I'm sure I did. I mean, I was probably, 4. I wish I remember how old I was. I was probably 14, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
It's about the age. That's a good age for it.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
It's awesome.
Yep. Wonder where she is.
Right. She's probably talking about
just kidding.
The loser Blake that I had my first kiss
Yeah.
So glad I didn't marry him.
Yeah, such dry lip.
Yeah, no kidding. His big nose got in my way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you remember your parents talking to you about stuff like that? Like, I don't remember. Like, they would, like, I just feel like it's different for boys.
Yeah, I feel like the message from my dad was always like, you don't want to get the wrong one pregnant. Always be protected. I mean, that's the best. It's the best advice you can give. I mean, really, I
hope your dad listens to this. I agree. Yeah.
He's like, if you're gonna pull out, make sure, yeah. But just because that does, right? Because just be smart about it regardless, of course. So yeah, that's basically it.
I can't wait for Richard to play that on the intro.
Oh gosh. That might not be good. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like more my parents were just like, be responsible, be respectful, and that was probably maybe it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. I mean, because I was literally having those thoughts today. It's just like what advice can I give my daughters? Because especially now that we're married, we've been married for umpteen years, and you got kids, and you really start understanding like what all goes into a marriage. It's just like, I hope you take that decision very seriously, but it's hard at that age, right? Because you just want to find a soulmate. You just want to find somebody.
So me and Amy were talking about this last week, like when we saw some kids going into the prom. I mean, going to dinner for prom. Like, do you remember the times back then? Like, you think everything then it's just the end of your life. Like it is just so important, and really none of that is shit. Like so, I'm trying to get my daughter to realize, hey, what you think is important now is not gonna be in a couple of years. Like
yeah, I say the
these
same
stressful, important moments. Yeah,
yeah. Like you know, everybody you know right now, you're not gonna know them in 3 years.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so I agree with that, and you're right. I feel like when you are that age, because you're about to become a quote unquote adult, you know, when you graduate high school, yeah, it is everything. You're like, man, because everyone tells you these are your best times of your life. Make sure you enjoy them, yada yada yada. And then it's just like, you know, from there you lose contact with 90% of the people you went to school with. Yeah, yeah, and then you're working, then you find someone, then you get married, and then you just literally never see your friends. I mean, I've kept in contact with a lot of my friends from high school, but we've had Facebook and Instagram and all that,
Lucky,
where our parents probably had a whole lot more difficult time, staying in contact with people, but I don't know, like we've kind of talked about that before. I just think life is just part of is just seasons, and it's like each people that you meet and that they have an impact on your life, or they have they have something, every little memory you can take from somebody, like it's just all kind of part of the journey, I guess.
Yeah,
makes it fun, I guess. I don't know,
and that's why people ask me, hey, like, you like her boyfriend or what? It's not on me. Like, I feel like, this first boyfriend.
I mean, as long as you treat right, it's
absolutely, But she might go through 10 within the next year.
I know, that's the thing. Yeah,
I'm not gonna I don't want to develop any attachments.
That would be the hard part, right? When you start, because naturally you're going to want him to probably like you, respect you, get along with you, because it's like, of course, she's so young, but if it is going to become a future
thing, I'm not putting in that work.
He just keeps coming over even after they break up to play video games with Kevin.
Exactly.
And now, that's probably going to be Kevin's a creep because he's got some 14-year-old kid coming over to play video games.
That I'm playing Mario Kart with at night.
Yeah.
That probably happened.
So can Mr. Johnson play video games tonight?
Hold on, Mr. Johnson has to ask Mrs. Johnson if he can.
Absolutely.
So you guys want to talk about this? I really don't know much about it, but the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, I guess, is it over? Has it been?
Win for the city, boys.
Can we put it past us now?
I think so. I don't think she can. I think it was so universally decided among the jury that I don't think she can ask for a retrial at this point.
So the whole trial was about defamation of character, correct?
So basically, the trial was Johnny Depp suing Amber Heard for the defamation of character for an online article she wrote about him. Yeah. Well, she didn't name him, but everybody knew that it was about him. Basically stating that he was a abuser in a relationship. So, and of course, after this happened, he got dropped from the Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. He was doing some sort of a Harry Potter movie. I think it was a legacy of, I don't remember what it was. It was like the Fantastical Beast. Yeah, he was a main character in that, and that got dropped. So he lost a lot of money because of it. So he sued her and lost over in England, and then came over here and sued her, and then won over here.
The same trial? On the same trial?
I think
same subject, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So were they living in England and he's a U.S. citizen?
So I think it got published in like the UK Sun. The article did. It might have been. It got published in a few different outlets. One of them being the UK Sun, I think, and then one of them being one that was here. Maybe it might have been the LA Times. I don't know. But anyways, so he sued her, and then she said, okay, if you're going to sue me, we're going to sue you for $100 million now because you've already lost over in the UK. So I think I can beat you here too. So that was the whole thing. She countersued him for $100 million. And so he said, okay, that's fine. But you have to agree to that this can be televised.
Oh, wow.
Because he was like, I want it all out there. I don't want people cherry picking quotes. I don't want people. I want people to hear it from the beginning.
I'm already losing.
to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, well, and also it's like
accusation.
there's a concern of character now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted the truth out.
Because now after this, he can probably get another acting gig. Like,
Yeah.
I think universally everybody's kind of in agreement that
It's probably made him a bigger star.
I think so. I mean, the
guys are going to support him, just because it's one of those, like, this guy lost his career because of an allegation, like, that's what I told my family. We were talking about it earlier. I was just like, if I'm him, there's part of me that says, screw you guys. You all dropped me. You all got rid of me like I was nothing. Ended my career all off of an allegation. You accused me of being guilty before even being proven guilty. I don't want anything to do with your movies. But I don't know where he goes. I don't know if he can go do his own movies or, what I'm saying? Like,
it was a weird situation because you have to remember at the same time the whole Harvey Weinstein thing was going on, and it was
this was what 2 or 3 years ago, right, Richard?
2018. Like, so the whole thing was nightmarish. So it's like, so what do you do, right? As a company, right? Do you which, Blake, I agree with you. Like, in the court of law, he ended up getting his day in court, right? That's basically what happened. And now he could probably go on and make those movies, maybe Disney will reach out to him and try to make good, or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll put him in some Marvel movies. I mean, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably do something.
So basically, they countersued each other, and you hear all this stuff come out that basically she was caught on audio. This I think was the most damning thing, was she was caught on audio saying to Johnny that no one will believe you when you tell people that I abuse you, kind of to that effect.
Right.
Because you're a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was during the Me Too movement. So that was hot and heavy right then.
Yeah,
that comment.
That got recorded, in the by Johnny, and they got played in court. And I think that really sunk her.
Mm-hmm.
So Johnny won $15 million. But because of there's a cap on how much, so he won $10 million for one thing, $5 million for the other. The one that was $5 million got capped at $350K as some sort of state law. So he ended up winning $10,350,000 from her. Mm-hmm. She ended up winning $2 million, but not for something he necessarily did. It was something that the lawyer said, and I don't think it's the lawyer he currently has. So she won $2 million from him. So she owes like $8,350,000, and I think she's only worth about $2 million.
God.
So, but like you said, all she's got to do is open OnlyFans, and she's good.
Yep. That's all she needs. That's what's great about being a hot chick. Just open up an OnlyFans. All of us perverted men out here will subscribe. I've never subscribed to an OnlyFans, just so everyone knows, but yeah, apparently these women out there are making some money on that. So
yeah, so
that's wild.
I don't pretend to know her personally, and if she really did that, it really is a scummy move, and I think it's like the thing we've mentioned before is like things like that really hurt that kind of movement where it's like
yeah.
How long did Harvey Weinstein get away with being a creep? And now it's like you have this movement of like, hey man, we need to listen to women more, and we need to make sure
empowering the movement. Yeah,
right. And I don't think that necessarily changes that per se, right? It doesn't necessarily say, hey, we still should most definitely listen to women when they cry out about that. Yeah. But we also have to be careful with the court of public opinion, right? I think that's where this hits.
It's like the what was his name? The Jesse guy that did the fake beating.
Yeah, Jesse Smollett. Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like that. It's like you just hurt your own culture.
For what?
Because for what? For some attention, because you wanted it to look more extreme than it was, and it's kind of the same thing with her. It's just weird how people can't just, they can't. Yeah, like you always, they just always have to find something. I don't know, man. It's like we always say, everything that's made for good turns out to be bad. There's always something.
Well, it's weird because it's like she was doing fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like she dated
Elon Musk
for a while. She dated Johnny Depp. Like, dude, why didn't you just go on to another actor and let be what is? Like, if Johnny didn't really didn't do it, like, you know, let's emphasize that. Like, if he truly did not do it, like, why would you falsely accuse him? You are a beautiful woman. You could literally go to
make
thousands of other men.
Yeah, any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's probably one of those in love, out of love. You know, they both were abusing drugs and alcohol. You know, it just, you know, it's just a bad relationship. You know, and it's, you know,
trying to be petty, trying to make a quick buck to.
Yeah, something.
Well, I will say, the jury did come to the decision that Johnny did not abuse her. So,
well, that's good. That's
unanimously.
Good. Yeah. I mean, that's good. I mean, at least his, you know, and honestly, you know, I don't have the funds that he does, but if someone tried to, you know, do that to me, I mean, I think I'd be the same way. Like, no, you are not throwing my name in the mud. Like, I've worked too hard, you know, tried too hard, you know, to do everything right or whatever. And I mean, especially in Hollywood, man, it's just, you know, that's the quickest way to get your, you know, throat cut in an industry is by, you know, doing anything like that. So
yeah, now it is, at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now, yeah. Can't imagine how badly it's been abused in the last however many years, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it still is too, right? I mean, to some effect. Like, I mean, I don't think it's, you know, a clean cut industry. I mean, it's
not at all.
No. But, you know, I mean, that's a slippery slope too, though, because it's like women also use their beauty, you know, for power, you know, to get those jobs, to get, you know, specific roles. I mean, that's, you know, it sounds bad, but it's like,
it
can be. Yeah, it's not always true, obviously, but it's like, you know, we always talk about, like, well, we don't, but I've heard people talk about, like, all these news reporters. They just keep getting better and better looking, because if you're going to get your weather, you might as well get it from a hot chick or a hot guy. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, that's what these companies look at, you know, I guess. But
well, it's, you know, like we talked about the Abercrombie and Fitch thing the other day.
Yeah.
Where, you know, so it's happened. That's the way it is.
Beauty attracts in all aspects,
for sure.
Yep. That's why everybody's attracted to us.
So I know my ugly ass ain't bringing anybody.
I went the other route. I was trying to build us up.
I know what I am.
Hyping up the pride.
I know what I am. I got a mirror.
I see myself right now.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So I'll go ahead and admit that I haven't been working out at all. How's everybody else doing? I know Richard's on it.
Yeah, after my arm situation, it's been kind of rough. To be honest with you, I'm starting to get kind of nervous because it still hurts.
Yeah.
My physical therapist, he kind of showed me pull-ups I can do using the TRX. So I'm gonna try and incorporate that. I tried to do some bench press the other day and it still kind of hurt a little bit, so I laid off of it. That's
crazy.
And it's been like since April, March.
Where does yours hurt?
It's like my tricep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just kind of a weird.
So any pulling or pushing, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when I bench, like, yeah, when I push, it's the bench. It's like to put, like, I can't do push-ups, I can't do bench presses, I can't do.
Does it? See, I can't even do that right now. Okay, like this is 2 days ago. I woke up. I texted to you guys. I literally can't live. Like, if I go to reach, like right there, if I try to reach for my computer or something, like I just getting this sharp pain, and sometimes it'll go down to my elbow, and it sounds so pathetic. The only thing I can,
man,
dude. Well, this is how old I am. The only thing I did multiple things over Memorial Day weekend, but I did fish a lot, and I honestly think it's just from swinging. Because I always swing to the side. I think it's my rotator cuff.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that here in a couple of days it, you know, gets better. But I'm supposed to start playing basketball again. I was going to start tomorrow, but I'm like, I honestly, like right now, there's no way because I can't extend it. Like I was trying. You should see me trying to cut the trees last. I was trying to cut our tree, and I couldn't extend my arm, so I was like, I had to have it pinned to it was the worst day to try to cut trees, but it had I know. It's pretty sad, but whatever.
I'll do what I can during the Tough Mudder. Like if I can't do it all, I'll be bummed. But there's some things I can.
Experience.
Yeah, there's some things I could probably do. I mean, I
well,
to the mud or something.
And I've seen like people. I was thinking about this today. Actually, I've seen people that are really in good shape, like struggle extremely hard on this thing. So I really don't know how much preparation I can do to. I any of this upper body, bro. Any of this upper body, like trying to do monkey bar stuff, I'm not gonna be. I'm just not. It's tough, man. That's hard to do unless you're really, really.
A lot of people say a test of true strength is how many you can do. That's a true test.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to be that strong where you can control your whole body. Like that's what I think is as in strength to me. You know,
I would need it.
You can do and all that stuff, but controlling your body, pulling it, you remember Mr. Earl, don't you?
Heck yeah.
Remember he used to climb the ropes upside down?
Yeah. He was
strong to me.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that you could tell fitness was his life.
Former gymnast,
Yeah. I mean, it'll still be fun. It'll be a good bonding experience. But I think we might be having Addie's birthday that day. I'm not sure yet. So
because I'm going back to your house and making you cook us food.
Yeah. So even if we do have her birthday
in the morning.
Heck yeah, dude. Even if we do have her birthday, I may still try to do the event. I just don't want to come back all like all jacked up, man. Well, I'm definitely going to come back muddy. I'm expecting that, but no, it'll be fun. It's at
noon, and it should only take 45 minutes to run, so you should be back home by then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not far from it at all.
We got a couple months. It'll be fun.
I'm going to meet you at your house and have you drive me there.
Okay, that's fine.
you literally have a couple months, 2 months.
I know.
Literally.
Hey, it's not gonna matter. If I trained as hard as I could, I will fail at the same events that I would if I trained. But I'm probably making excuses, but I do. Like I see people, like that wheel thing where they're like pulling themselves. No, going underneath the net, I'm gonna stress out, like probably because it's like, well, I don't know, I might be okay. I don't get
claustrophobic under that net.
Yeah. Depending on how tired I am, but it's gonna test me, which I probably need, So
I'm taking it as a pre-test before next year's. Like I'm doing it this time is just kind of hey, I just want to see what it is and what I need to prepare for the next year.
Yeah,
and then next year you can be like, all right, I want to get through the whole thing.
I'm gonna get and then if I can, then I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna do the 10K next. So
wow, good for you. I'm not that motivated. But if your arm is messed up, I mean, it's gonna be almost impossible because there's so much, doing with your arm. But I got a couple months. I'm hoping. I'm gonna go ahead and say
too.
The running in the mud is probably going to be like, I don't know how much running outside can even compare you for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's going to be complete.
I don't think running in the mud. I think just the obstacles are in the mud.
Oh, okay. So it's not like, that makes sense. It's more of
I did the same the same area that did there was a run called the Zombie Run.
Yeah,
it was pretty much just grass, but then the obstacles were kind of muddy and mushy.
Yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it, I guess I was thinking that like it was just going to be tough terrain like everywhere you run, but yeah, that makes sense that the obstacles are just surrounded with mud and whatnot.
Yeah, because the Zombie Run had obstacles too. So.
Oh really? Yeah, the mud is really just there for you to embarrass, like after you fail on the upper body strength, you just fall in mud and then you got to deal with that. So maybe I should just work on my legs and just plan on failing anything that involves arms.
Hey, you need to put those Crocs in active mode and jump.
Yeah, let me get these out there. If they could stay on my feet, they'd probably be perfect. Wow. Besides the traction, these things are so old.
Best thing to cut grass in, though.
Oh yeah, I haven't done a grass. All right, I know we got to wrap up, but playoffs start tomorrow. Championship. Who we got? Oh, just in time. Yeah. We start talking about NBA and Jared, the Jordan Slayer, shows up.
like Beetlejuice.
George there.
Can you even hear us?
I don't think he can hear me. His signal's going in and out.
See,
I got Golden
Does he-
State. I would not be surprised if they swept Boston.
5. I'm gonna say 4 games to 1. GS.
Ooh, 6 games. GS. Yeah, we'll take.
Dude,
Yeah,
I am loving
I
my
think-
boy Jason Tatum right now, though.
Yeah, I mean, Boston's tough, dude. I mean, they got the defense. I mean, I think Marcus Smart can be a defensive problem. Not a problem, dude. I don't know, man. You can't stop Steph and Clay. And now they got Jordan.
Golden State had a top 5 defense. Like they were like they were like number 2 or 3 or something in the league.
Golden State was.
Yeah.
Well, then it's. I just hope it's a good series like the Miami series was. I mean, that
Every
was.
game's gonna be a 40-point win.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the problem with the Boston Miami. It's like there was a couple close games, but then all the other games are blowouts.
This
Yeah.
whole last the Eastern and Western Conference Finals has just been blowouts.
Yeah.
What up, Jared?
Jared, real quick, what's
What's up,
your
boys?
pick before we log out?
Can't hear you.
What?
Wait.
Oh man,
Well, that's
Oh,
on
what's
you.
going on?
what's your? I think Jared's gonna pick the Miami Heat to win the finals.
I don't know why I can't hear you.
Games to 2.
This is.
Do you have it on your
He's
car?
gonna- Yep.
Interesting.
He
He can't hear us.
All right,
We
I'll
can
be
hear
back.
you.
he's gonna pick
Pretty
up
well.
Zion, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons next year and swear to God he's gonna win the championship.
He was so confident.
That was
He's like, it's over. As soon as he picked Zion, it's over. I'm like, yeah, your season's
Zion,
over.
baby.
Yeah, your season's over like Zion's career.
Oh, poor guy.
Poor
Yeah,
guy.
Zion,
Yeah,
baby.
for real. Yeah. All right, yeah, let's end this before Jared gets back on.
Poor
He's gonna
Jared.
come in right at the end, and we're logging out.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, boys, it was fun.